Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a fascinating plunge into the world of live commerce.
Especially in China, where it's just exploded with
Exactly. And we've got some great source material to unpack for you. There's a really insightful newsletter on the Chinese tech scene.
right. And also this uh, pretty comprehensive report looking at Kuaishou, the platform, consumer trends, the whole ecosystem.
So, the mission for you today, our listener, is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, we want you to get a quick but, thorough grasp of China's live commerce scene.
The scale, how it grew so fast, who the big players are.
And those sort of unique Chinese characteristics that make it different.
Well,
All the essentials without getting totally bogged down.
sounds good. Okay, let's get into it. So, this didn't just pop up yesterday, right?
No. The sources show it really started picking up steam back in 2018, 2019.
And it was specific groups driving it then?
Yeah, mainly young women and also the otaku culture, like, fans with really intense interests like anime, manga, that kind of thing.
Hmm. So that early growth kind of signaled a shift in how people wanted to shop.
I think so. It showed they valued that real-time interaction, actually
Yeah.
seeing the products demonstrated live.
Then, of course, COVID hit.
And boom, it
Mm.
just accelerated everything. Live commerce wasn't just for specific groups anymore. It went mainstream.
Across all kinds of products, all age groups.
Right. It became, well, almost essential for shopping when stores were shut and people were stuck at home.
And the scale we're talking about is just, wow.
It really is. By
Mhm.
2020, the projection was, what, 961 billion yuan?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, just to put that in perspective for you, that's roughly the size of Japan's entire e-commerce market in 2019.
The entire market.
Yeah. So live commerce in China isn't some niche thing. It's like a fundamental part of how retail works there now. It's massive.
Absolutely mind-blowing. Now, the newsletter does mention the growth rate dipped a little in 2020 compared to those first couple years.
Right, but I think that's kind of expected, isn't it?
How so?
Well, that initial hypergrowth, it often comes from early adopters jumping in. Once it goes mainstream, the growth rate naturally levels off a bit.
Okay, that makes sense. But the key point is the overall market is still enormous.
Absolutely enormous.
So where's all this happening? Which platforms are key?
The big three that keep coming up are Taobao, TikTok, or Douyin, as it's known in China, and Kuaishou.
Kuaishou. Wasn't that the one you mentioned people in Japan can actually watch?
Yeah, that's right. You can download it and view the streams, though you can't buy anything.
Yeah.
But it gives you a direct window into it, if
Oh.
you're curious.
Interesting. And the users on these platforms aren't all the same, are they?
No, there are differences. Kuaishou, for instance, is really strong in what they call lower-tier cities.
Outside the huge coastal megacities?
Exactly. TikTok's big there too, but it shows live commerce isn't just a, big city phenomenon in China. It resonates everywhere.
Maybe because it gives people in smaller cities access they wouldn't normally have.
That could definitely be part of it. Access to a wider variety of goods, direct interaction with sellers, it fills a gap.
Okay, this leads us to a really interesting point. The sources make the differences between live commerce in China and, say, Japan.
Oh, yeah. It's like night and day in some ways.
Let's start with the presenters. Who's actually doing the selling?
Well, in China, it's very often the shop owners themselves or their staff. Regular people, maybe not super polished.
But authentic.
Exactly. You feel like you're almost right there with them.
Whereas in Japan,
Much more likely to be celebrities, big influencers, or really slick, polished shop staff.
Hmm.
It feels closer to traditional TV shopping, like QVC or something.
right. And that difference must create a totally different atmosphere.
Definitely. China feels more raw, direct.
Hmm.
The focus is clearly on selling. Lots of fast-talking, very earnest pitches.
And Japan is more.
More refined, maybe. More
Yeah.
focused on entertainment value alongside the selling.
It probably reflects different cultural ideas about shopping, doesn't it?
I think so. That directness in China kind of echoes traditional market haggling, maybe. While Japan prefers a more curated, less overtly salesy experience.
And how it fits into the business model is different too, right?
Hugely different. In Japan, live commerce often feels like an add-on for an existing shop, physical or online.
Okay.
But in China, for a lot of businesses, live commerce is the business. It's their main, sometimes only, way of operating.
Wow. So it's not just another channel, it's the channel.
For many, yes. Which tells you just how central it is to Chinese retail now.
And the sheer volume. The newsletter mentioned a crazy number of streams happening at once.
Yeah, especially in the evenings, what they call the golden time, like 7 p.m. to 1 a.m.
So it's like a giant buzzing digital marketplace.
Totally. You can just hop from stream to stream, browse around. If something doesn't grab you, click, you're on to the next one, just like wandering through market stalls.
Okay, so what are they selling? Obviously the usual stuff, cosmetics, clothes, food.
Sure, those are big everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But China's seeing live commerce expand into some really, well, unexpected categories.
Like what? This is where it gets wild, right?
Yeah, a bit. Okay, get this. Used cars.
Used cars on a live stream.
Yep. And apparently the average sale price on Kuaishou for those is pretty high.
That implies a lot of trust buying a used car that way.
It does. It shows people are getting comfortable making bigger, more complex purchases through this format. Seeing it live, asking questions in real time, it must help.
Okay, what else?
Live crayfish.
Live crayfish.
Yeah, there's this amazing story in the newsletter about a farmer, Wang Wenwan.
Yeah.
The pandemic hammered the restaurant she sold to.
Uh-huh.
So she went on Taobao Live and sold her entire stock of crayfish directly to people. Sold out completely.
Wow.
And then there's an influencer called Cat Sister who apparently sold, wait for it, 30 million crayfish.
Yeah.
It's like 250 tons.
That's unbelievable. Just as their Kuaishou live stream.
Yep. It really shows how powerful it is for connecting producers straight to consumers, especially when things get disrupted. And seeing the product, the producer, it builds trust.
So it's not just cars and crayfish. What else?
Oh, all sorts. Pets, cosplay stuff, furniture, even online courses.
Online courses, like proper ones.
Yeah, not just little tutorials. We're talking in-depth courses, languages, business skills, health. They use the live streams to actually enroll people.
Huh. So people are signing up for significant courses based on a live stream.
Seems so. It speaks to the engagement, right? You can ask questions, get a feel for the teacher.
Okay, this cloud travel thing sounds intriguing too.
Yeah, live streams from tourist spots, selling tickets, hotel stays.
That makes sense, especially during the pandemic when people were nervous about travel.
Exactly. It gave them a realistic preview, answered safety questions. It's a smart adaptation.
But the one that really blew my mind was apartments. Real estate?
I know.
Selling apartments via live stream? How does that even work?
Well, think VR showrooms. Agents online answering questions instantly.
Okay.
And even for used apartments, they might stream from inside, showing, how the previous owner lived, giving you a real feel for the place.
And people actually buy them based on this.
Apparently, the conversion rates were pretty high during lockdowns. The VR, combined with the live interaction, seems to overcome the hesitation of not seeing it physically.
That's incredible. Okay, let's zoom in on Kuaishou for a bit. The report you mentioned has details on their users.
Yeah, it's fascinating. First off, their daily active user base is huge, over 300 million.
Wow. And the demographics.
Skews young, over 75% under 35, lots of Gen Z. And remember, strong in those lower tier cities.
Okay. And the content on Kuaishou is different too.
Very much so. It's described as like real life,
Yeah.
full of genuine emotions. You see people's struggles, humor, sometimes this hardcore aesthetics thing, lots of esports. It feels very,
Unfiltered.
yeah, that's a good word, unfiltered. And that authenticity seems key to their appeal. It builds a strong community feel.
Which leads to this old iron idea. What's that about?
Old iron, it basically means that deep trust and loyalty between the viewers and the creators. Like being buddies, almost.
Okay.
And that trust translates directly into serious buying power. The report mentions crazy GMV figures for top streamers, GMV being.
Gross merchandise volume, the total value of stuff sold.
Exactly. So this old iron economy isn't just about views, it's about a really engaged, loyal audience that buys things driven by that connection.
It sounds very grassroots, but then you hear about high-value sales happening there too.
Right. Things like custom home improvement, those used cars we mentioned, electronics, training. It kind of busts the myth that these platforms are only for cheap impulse buys.
The trust must be really high.
It seems to be.
Yeah.
That community bond enables these bigger transactions.
And the report mentioned user values. What drives Kuaishou users?
Yeah, things like seeking quality, really leaning into their specific interests, enjoying the moment. They call it pre-consumption, like buying now to enjoy now.
Oh.
And also seeking social recognition. It gives you a good picture of their motivations.
And those interests lead to specific buying trends.
Definitely. Beauty, for example, is huge. Lots of makeup tutorials, hair stuff, skincare and body care sell really well.
And it reaches users everywhere.
Yeah, including those new line youth Gen Z in smaller cities who are spending significantly on both Chinese and international beauty brands. It's democratizing access.
What else is popular?
Sports and fitness, lots of gear being bought. Basketball content is big. Esports, too, mainly guys right now, but they see potential with female gamers who seem willing to pay for games.
So it's community driving purchases again.
Seemed like it. Shared interests fuel content and buying.
And it's not just mainstream stuff, right? Niche interests.
Oh, yeah, tons of niche communities. Car modifying, collectible sneakers, music production. The younger users are into hardcore interests, too, like drones, electronic music, and they spend money on it.
It caters to a long tail of passions.
Exactly. That's a real strength.
Okay, what about food again? Seafood.
Still huge. Lots of fishing videos drive sales. People apparently buy quite a bit in one go. And there are regional preferences for how seafood's cooked, which comes through.
And those crayfish streams were clearly massive.
A perfect example of visual content driving immediate sales. That freshness factor.
Then there are local specialties.
Right. Things like scallops from one region, specific types of tea from another. Sales are strong, often because the actual producers or even local officials appear in the streams.
Building that trust again.
Crucial for regional products.
And cloud travel, people are watching streams about food and these Wang Hong spots.
Yeah, those internet-famous, super photogenic locations. It's about the experience, sharing it online.
So their hotel choices are driven by
Comfort, value, but also unique experiences, and importantly, how good it looks in photos.
of course. What about pets?
Cloud pet ownership is a thing. People watch pet streams even if they don't own one. Dogs and cats are common, but pigeons, surprisingly, have a big following.
Pigeons.
Yeah, and spending on pet supplies is definitely growing.
Okay, nearly there. Knowledge consumption. People pay for learning.
A lot of them do. The report says 69% are willing to pay for knowledge content.
Wow. What kind?
Parenting, law, languages, job skills, and parents are really focused on early childhood education, logic training for kids.
So they're using live streams for education too.
Absolutely. It's accessible, it's interactive.
And finally, this guachow trend. Traditional culture.
Yeah, a big revival of interest in traditional Chinese culture. Young women are major buyers of hanfu, that beautiful traditional clothing. And there's strong interest in traditional crafts, collectibles like jade. It's a mix of heritage and consumption.
Okay, wow. That's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Let's try and summarize the key takeaways from this deep dive.
Well, first, just the incredible scale and the speed of growth in China. It's not just a feature, it's fundamental retail infrastructure now.
Yeah, and it feels so uniquely Chinese, doesn't it? The presenters, the raw atmosphere, businesses built only on live streaming.
Totally different from other places. And the sheer range of products, cars, crayfish, apartments, things you just wouldn't expect.
It really pushes the boundaries of e-commerce.
And underlying it all is that community aspect, especially on platforms like Kuaishou. That old iron trust between creators and viewers is powerful.
It drives serious purchasing power.
Definitely. So yeah, it reflects deeper cultural things that market feel, and it really met a specific need, especially amplified by recent years.
So here's something for you, the listener, to think about. Given how fast things changed in China, how might live commerce keep evolving globally?
Yeah, what other unexpected products or services could end up being sold this way? Could we be buying, I don't know, insurance or complex financial products via live stream eventually?
It's fascinating to consider what could the implications be for businesses, for consumers, maybe right where you are.
Exactly. China's experience offers a glimpse into potential futures for e-commerce everywhere. Worth keeping an eye on, for sure.